This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by Fabio Wardley and his other arrays of talent today, presenting on the Queensbury live stream. Huge occasion this, Usyk Fury 2, Riyadh season, everything they're doing. But before that, let's come on to yourself. God, you've been in the headlines, haven't you, recently, because of those dodgy gloves, Fabio?
Yeah, I know. There's those Brickfield gloves I've got. There's the ones I snuck in there before the board had a chance to see, apparently. Yeah, a complete amount and total right a load of bullshit, to be honest, from a geezer who's absolutely fucking clueless. It's ridiculous and it's an offensive accusation, not just only to me, to the board to say they haven't checked them properly, to Queensbury to say they haven't done their job properly. And it just shows character, really. Like, take your defeat graciously. Don't blame anything or put it on anyone else. And then since, obviously, backtrack and, oh, no, I didn't say this, I said that, I didn't mean this, I meant that. And, no, you said what you said. That's the beauty of having a camera in front of your face, is that, no, we can pull it back up and say exactly what you said. But there's that, and then there's obviously the other side of it as well, that it's all of a big problem if I'm using fly gloves, but Adam Azim's perfectly allowed to use them in all of his other fights, but suddenly last minute they get changed for his most recent fight just beforehand. But then if you look at like the media workout and stuff, he was wearing flies in his training videos, he's wearing flies. So what was the conversation? What did you get in his ear then? You spoke to your own fighter and said, because of this thing I've said, you're not allowed to wear the gloves that you actually feel comfortable wearing. So you actually, in somewhat, jeopardise your fighter. You're throwing him off a bit because he's got a new pair of gloves in his hand, which don't feel normal to him. They feel a bit strange. So, look, that's a whole nother saga, a whole nother episode of things. But, yeah, it's...
Does he need to apologise to yourself and Frank?
100%. 1,000%. You are outrightly calling me a cheater.
Did he outrightly call you that? A cheater?
Well, if you're saying my gloves are illegal, you're saying I've done something illegal to win a fight, that is the definition of cheating, no?
Yes, but from his point of view, I'd say it's not you've done anything dodgy or Frank, it's just the custom, I think it's the fly, the manufacturer. He's saying that's what's wrong with them, not that you've done anything untoward or Frank, if you get what I'm saying.
No, his words were that I asked for them to be customised. He said that I had customised gloves for that particular fight. So which means if I have customised gloves, that's a question I would have had to have gone to Fly and say, make my gloves like this. So which is complete bollocks. It's null and void. The only thing customised about those gloves was the colour. The camouflage. That was the only thing. They're completely bog standard fly gloves. Anyone can buy them, anyone can get them. You can get them from the online website now. There's nothing different about them gloves whatsoever.
So does he need to apologise to Fly as well, the company?
I think he's got a long list of apologies, to be honest. I think he needs to apologise to Fly, because you can't be accusing the company of that. It's detrimental to them. He needs to apologise to me for basically accusing me of cheating and having an unfair advantage on my opponent, and he needs to apologise to Queensbury and the board to saying that they were either complicit or ignorant to the fact that these weren't legal gloves.
Well, to be fair, the board say they're not going to investigate this, of course.
So I think that's case in point there. I think he said a lot of bollocks, a lot of waffle, and the board have said, we don't know what you're talking about, mate. Everyone has done their job to the letter, and you're just off being sour grapes because your guy lost, and has said a load of bullshit. And I don't want that to in any way reflect on Frazer at all, but who's been a complete gentleman throughout it. He did a little interview on TalkSport. I haven't spoken with him personally. I haven't spoken to him or anything like that, but he did a little interview. He didn't mention the gloves. He said, well done to Fabio, congratulations. I'm just going to spend some time with my family. So all credit to him for being a real competitor, taking the loss properly, and just going, look, I lost, I made some mistakes, it went wrong for me, I'll come back, I'll go again.
Okay, you could take this two ways. One, it's removing the headlines from your performance, which was spectacular, a destructive display, that's what we should be talking about. Or two, is actually caused a bit more headlines, like we're still here, a couple of weeks on talking about it because of this story. So is all good, is bad press good press as well? How do you take it?
No, I don't. I don't like it, nor do I enjoy it. I don't want that attached to me. I want my performance attached to me, which was a great performance. I did exactly what I said I'd do, and I did it to the letter. And I want that to be the conversation. I want that to be the opening question of why you interview me, or the opening question of why other people go, on Saturday night, how do you feel about that great win? What does that do for your career? Da, da, da. Not the, so what about them dodgy gloves you're using? Why do I want to be associated with that at all? I don't want nothing to do with that. It's completely untrue, completely unfounded. And it does, like you say, take away from a great performance I put in on Saturday night.
I know Frank's very upset by it. So is your manager, Michael Offo, known as Mr. Magic in the industry. Legal action if there's no apology?
That's for them to deal with. I'm a fighter at the end of the day. I fight. I don't deal in legals. I do things with my hands instead. So I'll leave the legal side and whatever may or may not be done to them.
Okay. What does the future look like right now for Fabio Wardley? Because, you're at that world stage now, Fabio.
Yeah, it looks bright. It looks very bright. I've got a lot of options. I've got a lot of different routes I can take, different routes I can maneuver down. So it's just time for a sit down with Frank and the team and Michael and Magic, and we assess the landscape, because we know how funny boxing can be as well. It can ebb and flow and people win and lose. So we need to pick a smart route, the right route, and go from there.
Just lastly, you had the big man Tyson Fury on camera with yourself just now. He's been in a good mood, but also that was quite a tame press conference for him. But I think he's just ready to get in there with Usyk now, that rematch, and put that wrong right. What was the mood you were getting from him?
Yeah, look, I think it was a mood of. I think he realised, all right, I messed up there, and he even said it while stood there and had the mic. He said, look, I pissed about too much. I had too much gamesmanship. I was messing around. I had my arms behind my back. I was floating my chin out in the air and messing around. And I think he's approached this whole thing from the presser, and I think he will do it all the way through the camp with a lot more of a serious face-on, serious aspect to it of, right, there's a right that needs to be wronged here, or wrong.
Yes. Wrong that needs to be righted.
That's
so confusing.
Whatever, I need to fix the fucking fight that I fucked up last time. I need to sort that out, and I need the right mentality to do that. There's no more games, no more playing around. I just need to do it properly.
Fabio, always a pleasure. Speak soon, chap.
Thank you, mate.